please introduce yourself and Gaijin Entertainment?
Sure. My name is Anton Yudintsev. I'm CEO of Gaijin Entertainment, developer of War Thunder. War Thunder is online community game focused on a military digital simulation of World War II era up to Korean War.
Yeah. So, why did you choose this game as a free-to-play game and how is it online?
Okay, so it's there's the background here because it's our first free-to-play game, but it's not our first simulation game. There are three of them. During the last 15 years, the popularity of the live games, simulation games in general, was slowly decreasing. 15 years ago, flight sim games were very popular, and only 2 years ago, there was like very small audience of flight sim games. Basically, you can know your customers.
Change was needed.
So we decided that we are big fans of the genre. So we decided to try to revive it, to make more, introduce more people to simulation. First of all, we made a new consoles, and because before that there were either arcade-ish games, dumbed down, which are not realistic with their horizontal flying on the plane like that. It's not. It's right.
Doable or not doable or technically?
No. Before that there was only not realistic games but fun. All very realistic games but hard to play. In flight, six, and everything. So what we did, and we invent new controls to actually patent.
Simplify?
Yeah, it's simple. With a mouse and keyboard you can play, but at the same time the plane behaves very realistic, exactly like it was. Because there's AI trying with a mouse, you choose which direction where you want to fly, you aim there, and AI automatically turns the flight suit, the wheel rudder to fly in that direction. So that means that the planes still behave realistically, but at the same time it's fun to play. Yeah. It's like shooting game contest. So that was one thing, but it will be still hard to convince people to try that because it was a well-known, established idea that flight games were hardcore. You need flights. Even if you invent consoles which are good for mouse and keyboard, you will not be able to convince people to try. So free-to-play is one of the best. You can just tell people try it free, and so it was one of the reasons to do that.
Okay, nice. And it's free to play also on PS4 right now. And if you want to play online,
Yeah, PS Plus is not required to play War Thunder. If you have PS Plus, you'll get a cool new discounts and cool things in the game, but it's not required to play.
okay. To focus on the game itself, there is different game types. I try to game myself. So a word about it because I find this very great about the possibility to play other simulation to satisfy a lot of players.
So again, we made this simplified controls, but there are also some other things that can be simplified in the game. So we made arcade mode, where, for example, you see markers on your enemies. If you die, you will spawn in the same battle on your other aircraft or your other tank. And that's pretty fun and easy to play. Then, and the physics is also simplified. You have boost there. So, not quite more, yeah. It's simplified. You're playing faster, more
when you die, you can switch
switch to another
playing
stuff,
stuff.
So it's really fun and it's really easy to start. Then a realistic mode comes where you can have only one vehicle and the physics is not simplified. But you can still play with a mouse aim or cool new controls. You can still play with a third-person side view, not first-person side view, and you can still see markers on and then, because we simulate physics very well, you can go to simulation mode, where you'll be able to play only from cockpit view, only with realistic models, which means not mouse aim, not this AI helping you, and you will not see markers on your aim, so you need to identify your aim by your eyes. Of course, that's more hardcore. It's for those who love simulation itself. It's less popular, of course. But at the same time, for those who love this mode, it's really fun.
More sales. Right now, how many vehicles are they running?
Total we have like 18 and also the AI.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but is soon the hot ships are coming?
Well, by soon, battleships are coming, not that soon.
There is no release date?
Not release date yet. We're working on them, but no release date yet.
It's a project. Good. How many players can meet on the same map?
Up to 32 players, 16 versus 16, the same map. It's not, we constantly being asked, is it possible to make more people in the game? It's not an issue, it's technically possible, but the more people we have in the battle, the less effect of each player, the results of each player. If there is 100 people, it's only 1% of your effectiveness, which effect. So, because of that, we choose up to 32 players as a gold medium. But technically, one of our, we have released Warfinder CDK, content development kit, which allows users to make their own missions, their own locations. One of the first missions which was made, not by us, but by our players, was a mission with a 15,000 units on the same map. So 15,000. Well, the performance was not great. It was like 20 frames, 25 frames per second in the good machine. But it's 15,000 players. It's a very big amount of minutes. And the game has never been optimized for that. But that means that it's, of course, not technical limitation there. It's only about being fun.
About the maps, when I tried, I found the map pretty big. Just for fun, have you numbers about the interface of the area can be explored by players?
There's infographics on there showing this huge number. Our maps are like 100 kilometers by 100 kilometers, or even more than that. Some of them are less, but and we have like 50 maps, which gives us 500,000 away kilometers or something. 500,000.
Yeah.
Big number.
Such a good place to explore. There is arcade maps and realistic maps.
Yeah.
The same simulation arcade, but you can play simulation in arcade maps, arcade in realistic maps.
It's not like we try to keep that way. It's not like required by the rules of the game, but we try to keep that. So when you play in realistic simulation, you see historical locations. When you play the arcade mode, you can see fictional locations, inspired by some real locations or not, depending on the situation. So we just prefer to keep it that way. It doesn't mean that it will be always like that. Sometimes we want some historical locations in arcade mode, or arcade events, so it's not like required, but we prefer to keep it here.
Okay. I tried the game on a laptop with a Mac configuration. And it works smoothly. I was nicely surprised with the medium. So I found the graphic on the game very smart. So
Alright.
It's our proprietary engine, our own engine.
Battle engine. We've been developing for 10 years, and of course the game, it's online game, it's a free-play game. We try to make it suitable for a whole variety of devices, from very high-end PCs, PS4, to a very low end. And it's really hard. I mean, technically challenging. There's so many issues with the old hardware. At the same time, you want to support new hardware to show programs there. So it's really challenging and very technologically. One thing worth mentioning is that even if you have very old laptop, which is not capable of running our game, should be like 5 years old laptop, but still 5 years old bad laptop, but still it could happen. We, with OnLive support, which is cloud gaming system, in US and Europe you can play our game online. You only need good internet connection, but you can play our game on your toaster, on your washing machine. It just requires internet connection, and you can play it and it will be good quality graphics wise. It's what we use on PC play, but here you push very far. So it's very good. At last, I want to talk about the special features about Warsander. First one is Warsander. I think I'm not sure, but it's is among the few games for players to confront each other on different platforms. Yeah, that's one of the coolest things. It's cross-play, cross-platform play game. We support PC, Mac, PS4. Linux is coming. We were showing it on. It's actually available. It's not final version, but it's actually available already. So native Linux, and of course it's already playable with Wine. So with OnLive you can even play on Android device right now. Well, it's not that final, but it's still playable. So being for us, it's important to allow players to play on the platform they like, they prefer. So PC gaming and PS4 gaming sometimes differ, sometimes similar, but if you want to play on the PS4 and your friend wants to play on the PC, that doesn't make sense to put a wall, artificial wall between you, saying that we're playing the same game, but you cannot join each other. So we strongly believe that it's really good for players to allow them to play with each other on different platforms. We've been working with Sony on that, and it's happening finally. The game is playable on a PS4, on a PC, on a Mac. You can play all together in one battle with your friends in your squad on the same map. You'll be playing on a DualShock 4, I'll be playing on a mouse and keyboard, and our friends will be playing on flight sim. And it was for free. And we play all for free. Yes. At last, but not the least, among the nice things, the Oculus Rift, for the new virtual reality concept, brings an impressive imagination. We are strong believers in virtual reality. We think it's a logical next step for hardcore gaming. And as soon as it will be launched, Oculus Rift is yet in production, not available in retail stores, but as soon as it will be released, Oculus Rift and other virtual reality platforms are coming, for sure. They've been announced, and some of them are not announced yet, but there are some development. And we think it's really good thing, really good direction. Not all current genres are suitable for virtual reality, but simulation games are likely exception. They can be run as is, and we adapt UIs and stuff like that, but the game itself, the core mechanics, are suitable for virtual reality, and more like it's good there. Not only suitable, but it's more fun to play in virtual reality than on the TV screen. You can look around, you can see your vehicle and understand its size. Yeah, exactly. You can follow your enemy moving there, you can follow the side, and your vehicle still continue to fly, move in that direction. Racing games are also a good example, which is good for virtual reality. So we feel it is really a great thing, and our game is natural selection for virtual reality for this week as well. Of course, new genres will appear soon. There are possibilities to be released. There will be new games, new genres suitable for that. But if we're talking about current genres and current games, simulations are the best choice for virtual reality.
So a lot of nice stuff. It's great. We just have to try it. Thanks for the time. Thanks for having me. And again, nice job.
Thank you. Thank you for interviewing.
Thank you.
Yeah.